Peace and prosperity, guys. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm coming live from Dhamma Dipa again in this mobile home which is on the campus, which luckily is available for me to record. As I said in the previous video, usually I like to be outdoors and capture the beauty of the nature that's around. However, because there's a course going on at the moment, and during the course there's noble silence and no technology, and I'm talking with technology, so it's not suitable for me to go out there, and I'm just on a little hour break, and I thought I would come in here while this place is available to capture some footage. I mean, there is some nature behind and some greenery, but due to the lighting and stuff like that, yeah, I've had to close that, so you're gonna have to put up with looking at my egghead. And yeah, anyways, what am I here to talk about in this video? I'm here to talk about serving. I'm here to talk about serving. I'm currently serving my first course, my first Vipassana course. It's now day 7, and yeah, so I sat the last course. If you haven't checked out my previous videos on Vipassana, my first Vipassana experience, my third Vipassana experience, the tour of Dhamma, the interview as well. I done an interview with Charles and Nathan, shout them guys out. Check out my Vipassana TV playlist on my YouTube channel, Undeniable Force. You can find all of that on there. So yeah, I just sat basically a 10-day course, my third one, and this time round I'm basically sticking around to serve, because Goenkaji talks very highly on serving. He said, yeah, he just talks very highly on the benefits of serving, and I've been hearing it so much and I haven't had a chance to come back and give back. So this time round I've been fortunate enough to have the time and the space to come and do the work. And yeah, I didn't know what was going to happen, or what serving would be like, or what position they would put me in, or what kind of how beneficial it was, and what lessons would come. I had no idea what was planned for me. If you know me in the real life, or you've watched my videos, then I'm not much of a working man. Let's be real. I've never really worked a job. I've had one job in my whole life. That was for like 17 months, which led me to the deepest, darkest depression, which took me to my spiritual awakening. If you haven't checked out those videos, you can find them on the Story of Me playlist on my YouTube channel, Undeniable Force. But anyways, other than that, I've done a bit of community service here and there in my life, so it's not as if I've never worked, and it's not as if I'm not capable of work. So I just I've lived a very strange life in terms of what is deemed normal in society. I haven't lived that or gone down that road, and it's not that I'm lazy. And again, now I've enrolled on a spiritual path. I think someone like me is too far gone on the journey to be in a mundane place to work, because I'm strictly about the path and cracking the codes of life and all this kind of stuff, and you don't really find that kind of stuff in day-to-day society. And to be honest, guys, I'd probably get sectioned if I worked really close with the public. I'd probably get sectioned, and it wouldn't go down too well, and some of my views are quite strong. So someone like me blossoms in a place like this. And also, I volunteered on the yoga instructor course, so that was my first taste, my first glimpse of A, being responsible, and B, doing something that I loved, because I actually care about the well-being of people through wholesome practices and wholesome lifestyles. So yeah, I came here and I didn't know what I was going to be doing. I'd done the 10 days, and the course, the center manager said that she had something in store for me, and I was like, man, what is it? And she said that she was going to make me course manager. And I was like, wow. I was like, yeah, that's a real honor, because the men's side, women's side, there's a lot of people here. So there's 64 male, 64 female. So that means me, along with another co-manager, will be taking care of all the meals. So the course manager, we are kind of the gateway between the teacher and the students. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work. The timetable is pretty long. So anyways, yeah, I was given the position and I thought, wow, thank you so much, Sky. You know, if she ever watches this, like, she must be working with some sort of angelic beings, because she saw something in me, which a lot of people, you know, they can see my external appearance, or, you know, the way I walk, the way I carry myself, and be quick to cross me off. And I get that a lot everywhere I go, you know, the judgments and stuff like that. It is what it is. You know, it's not people's fault. They do pick up on something on my energy that is there, and, you know, is not so polished and refined, and that's cool. That is the way it is. But yeah, like I said, she was able to pierce through that and see that there was actually some potential in me, and to actually give me the position of the course manager, which is quite a lot of responsibility, being around all the students and having to deal with them, especially as I've never served a course before. So yeah, this is kind of the course manager complete daily schedule. Manager A, hold this course due. So on one side you got day 1, day 3, day 5, day 7, day 9, and the other side day 4, day 2, day 6, day 8, day 10. So we alternate between the two course managers, and different duties each day, but pretty much it starts at 5:30 in the morning to, yeah, like 9 o'clock. But even still, we don't go to bed till like 10 o'clock after the time we've locked up and stuff. So it's a pretty long day. But I mean, look, we get to do a lot of meditation. So of course the 3-hour sittings, the strong determination sittings, they're mandatory for every server. But of course all the other times we're pretty much in the hall. We switch duties between the managers, and other duties are doing things like ringing the gong, which is really cool. And hopefully when the course is done, I'll be able to capture some footage of ringing the gong, because yeah, it's powerful and it's beautiful. So yeah, let me just quickly talk about what actually happened when I first, you know, took the position, because it was the first day and I was a bit like apprehensive, because I just spent, you know, like 10 days in silence, and yeah, we broke the silence towards the end. But basically I had to do the induction. So when you come in for Vipassana, you come in and, you know, you've read the code of conduct, and then someone briefs you on what's going on and shows you about the timetable and allocates you your room. And I had to do all this kind of stuff. And yeah, but it turns out, you know, in astrology, my midheaven is in Gemini, which means that, you know, my work persona is very sociable, is very, if you know the Gemini energy, Gemini is an air sign, it's very, you know, talkative, very sociable, very light energy, very quick energy, a lot of Mercury energy. So the midheaven in your chart represents kind of like your work persona. So that's why, you know, and also it helps me with the camera as well. So that's also a work persona. So if you see me like all the time in videos, you know, I'm not necessarily like that in real life. I'm actually, you know, most of the time quite stable, quite grounded. It depends on what's going on at the time. But I do have this kind of sociable work persona, which I really understood this midheaven placement when all the students came in, and I had to just give them the induction, and it was like boom boom boom, and I was so nice and friendly and welcoming and warming, because I know what it's like to come as a student for the first time and you've never been here before. You know, I'm pretty much the first impression that they have for this next daunting 10 days that they've heard so much about, and it's so serious, and you're going to be in silence and have no phone, you know. So I thought I'd done a really good job at that. But all the air energy was so much, and I went from, you know, like I said, so much silence to all of a sudden all these people coming. All of a sudden there's like 130 students all in this one hall, and all these different energies and stuff like that. So it was a lot, but luckily I had a nice meal after to ground.